Most men are taught to look for loud signs of interest, flirting, attention, physical touch. So when those things are missing, they assume she's not interested. But female psychology works differently. When a woman truly starts opening up to a man, she doesn't move toward him with noise. She moves toward him with comfort, calmness, and emotional safety. Her guard slowly comes down, not in dramatic ways, but in small, everyday moments. She stops trying to impress you. She stops performing. Her voice softens. Her reactions slow down. She becomes comfortable sitting with you without rushing the conversation. She doesn't feel the need to constantly check her phone or fill every silence. That silence isn't awkward for her. It feels safe, and safety is not weakness. Safety is trust. When a woman feels emotionally safe with you, her nervous system relaxes. She starts showing you parts of herself she hides from the world. Not her highlights, but her real thoughts, doubts, and contradictions. She opens up because she senses you won't judge, rush, or pressure her. This is where many men make mistakes. They try to push things forward, they demand clarity, they look for labels, and the moment pressure enters, the connection breaks. A woman doesn't give herself because she is convinced. She gives herself because she feels safe. In this video, I'll break down the hidden signs most men overlook. The signs that show when a woman is slowly, quietly, and naturally beginning to give herself to you emotionally, mentally, and deeply. Sign 1. She feels deeply calm and safe around you. The first sign is not loud, but it is very deep. When a woman wants to give herself to you emotionally, she feels calm around you in a way she doesn't feel with most men. She doesn't feel the need to impress you. She doesn't try to be funny all the time. She doesn't over-explain herself. Instead, she slows down. Her voice becomes softer when she talks to you. Her body language relaxes. Her movements feel natural, not tense or rushed. She can sit with you without needing constant conversation. There can be silence, and she doesn't feel uncomfortable. She doesn't immediately reach for her phone or look for distractions. She stays present with you. This kind of silence is very important. It means her nervous system feels safe. It means she doesn't feel judged. It means she doesn't feel pressure to perform. Around you, she can finally exhale. Many women spend their daily lives being alert. They are careful with their words, their behavior, and their emotions. But when a woman feels emotionally safe with a man, that alertness fades. She doesn't feel like she has to protect herself. She doesn't feel like she has to stay guarded. She feels allowed to be human. This is where many men get confused. They think calm means boredom. They think quiet means loss of interest. So they try to talk more, push more, or escalate too fast. And that destroys the moment. A woman who feels safe with you is not asking to be rushed. She is asking, without words, for permission to relax into the connection. When she feels that you are not trying to control the moment, not trying to take something from her, her trust deepens. She starts to associate you with peace, with emotional relief, with stability. And emotional safety is the foundation of emotional attachment. If you notice a woman becoming calmer around you over time, speaking slower, trusting silence, and relaxing her guard, understand this clearly. She is not pulling away. She is letting go of fear. And fear is the last barrier between curiosity and emotional surrender. Sign 2, she starts letting you influence her decisions. The second sign is very subtle but very powerful. When a woman wants to give herself to you emotionally, she starts letting your presence influence her decisions, not because you ask her to, and not because she feels controlled, but because she wants to. She begins to ask for your opinion on small, everyday things: what she should wear, what choice makes more sense, how she should handle a situation at work or with someone else. At first, it may sound casual, but it's not casual. A woman does not invite just anyone into her decision-making space. She hears advice from many people every day: friends, family, social media. But when she starts valuing your perspective, it means she respects your mindset. This is not obedience. This is alignment. She feels that your thinking is calm, grounded, and clear, and clarity feels safe to her. Another important part of this sign is how she reacts to your opinion. If she disagrees, she doesn't become defensive. She listens. She considers. Sometimes she follows it, sometimes she doesn't. And that's okay. What matters is this: she feels free around you. She feels that she can take your advice or leave it without fear of punishment, anger, or emotional withdrawal. And because of that freedom, her trust grows even deeper. Many men make a mistake here. They think this is a chance to dominate. They become rigid. They start giving orders instead of guidance. The moment she feels her autonomy shrinking, her attraction fades. A woman opens her inner world only when she feels respected, not controlled. You may also notice that her rhythm starts to match yours. If you are calm, she becomes calm. If you take space, she doesn't panic. She respects it. She doesn't chase validation because she feels emotionally anchored. This is not indifference. This is security. When a woman allows you to influence her without pressure, without force, and without fear, it means she trusts your emotional strength. And trust is one of the clearest signs that she is beginning to give herself to you emotionally. Sign 3. She becomes emotionally generous with you. The third sign is one most men completely misunderstand. When a woman wants to give herself to you emotionally, she becomes emotionally generous with you. Not in dramatic ways, and not by constantly expressing feelings, but in quiet and consistent actions. She starts giving without keeping score. She remembers small details about you, the way you take your coffee, something you mentioned weeks ago, a fear or worry you shared only once. This is not accidental. A woman's attention is very valuable. She cannot fake where it goes for long. When she starts paying attention to you like this, it means you matter to her emotionally. You may notice that she checks in on you without a clear reason, not to control you, not to question you, but simply because your emotional state matters to her. Your mood affects her. Your silence doesn't go unnoticed. Your wins feel personal to her. This kind of care is often misunderstood. It is not maternal. It is not friendship only. It is intimate. A woman does not emotionally invest in a man she feels indifferent toward. She invests when she feels connected and emotionally bonded. Another important part of this sign is how she reacts when you are not at your best. If she wants to give herself to you, she doesn't disappear when you are stressed, tired, or emotionally low. She doesn't shame you. She doesn't use your weak moments against you later. Instead, she becomes steady. She listens more. She pressures less. She offers presence, not solutions. She supports you without trying to fix you unless you ask. This shows emotional maturity. It shows that she feels safe enough to stay present even when things are not perfect. She sees your humanity and doesn't panic. When a woman gives emotional care freely, without demands, without expectations, and without manipulation, it is a strong sign that she is opening herself to you. This level of emotional generosity only appears when a woman feels deeply safe and emotionally connected. And that connection is another step closer to her giving herself to you emotionally. Sign 4. She starts sharing her inner conflicts with you. The fourth sign is one most men overlook because it doesn't look romantic on the surface. When a woman wants to give herself to you emotionally, she doesn't only share her dreams and happy thoughts. She starts sharing her inner conflicts, her confusion, and the parts of herself she hasn't fully figured out yet. She may say things like, "I don't know why I feel this way," or "Part of me wants this, but another part is scared." This is not complaining. This is not emotional dumping. This is vulnerability with intention. A woman does not expose her internal struggles to a man she sees as temporary. She does it with a man she believes can handle complexity without judging or rushing her. This is where many men make mistakes. They hear her confusion and try to fix it. They rush to give advice. They minimize her feelings by saying, "It's not that serious." When that happens, she feels alone with her emotions. But when a man can listen without interrupting, without rushing her clarity, something important happens. She feels emotionally held. Another part of this sign is how she talks about her past, not just stories, but the emotional meaning behind them. What hurt her? What changed her? What made her guarded? She is not looking for pity. She is looking for understanding. She reflects instead of blaming. She takes responsibility for her patterns. This shows emotional maturity and readiness for connection. There is an even deeper layer to this sign. She lets you see her while she is still undecided, not after she has everything figured out. She shares her thoughts in real time. That means she trusts you with her process, not just the final version of herself. She also becomes sensitive to your reactions. She notices your tone, your expressions, and your presence, not because she needs approval, but because she is checking for emotional safety. If she feels judgment, she quietly closes. If she feels acceptance, she opens deeper. When a woman shares her inner conflicts and unfinished thoughts with you, it is a powerful sign. It means she believes you are strong enough to stay grounded while she explores herself, and that belief brings her one step closer to giving herself to you emotionally. Sign 5. She starts including you in her future without pressure. The fifth sign is quiet, but very meaningful. When a woman wants to give herself to you emotionally, she begins to include you in her future naturally. Not with pressure and not by asking for guarantees, but in small, casual ways. She talks in possibilities, not promises. She might mention a trip she would like to take someday. She might say, "You would be good at this," or "You would understand." She is not trying to lock you in. She is simply imagining you there. This kind of future talk is different from pressure. She doesn't ask where the relationship is going. She doesn't demand labels. She doesn't push emotional milestones. Instead, she watches. She observes how you handle time, stress, boundaries, and uncertainty. She wants to see if you stay consistent, grounded, and emotionally steady. Another important part of this sign is how she reacts to other men. When a woman has emotionally chosen you, other options lose their importance. She doesn't try to make you jealous. She doesn't compare you to others. She doesn't test you with attention games, not because she is controlling herself, but because she feels settled. This is where many men make a mistake. They start seeking reassurance. They ask unnecessary questions. They look for verbal proof instead of trusting emotional evidence. The moment a man tries to secure certainty with words, pressure enters the connection. A woman gives herself when she feels free, not evaluated. Another layer of this sign is how she handles distance. If she wants to give herself to you, she doesn't panic when you take space. She doesn't punish you emotionally. She stays consistent, calm, and warm. This shows trust. She believes the connection doesn't need constant attention to survive. She feels emotionally held, not emotionally chased. When a woman includes you in her future without pressure, without demands, and without fear, it is a strong sign of emotional commitment. It means she is not just interested in you, she is slowly choosing you. Sign 6. She remains emotionally steady, even when there is distance. The sixth sign is the most powerful and the most misunderstood. When a woman wants to give herself to you emotionally, she stays emotionally steady, even when there is distance between you. Distance does not make her panic. Space does not make her play games. Silence does not make her withdraw affection. She doesn't test you. She doesn't punish you. She doesn't try to regain control. Instead, she remains consistent. Her tone stays warm. Her care stays natural. Her presence stays calm. This happens because her nervous system feels secure with you. She trusts the connection. She trusts that you are not disappearing. She trusts that closeness does not need to be forced to survive. This is where many men fail. They think distance means danger. They start over-texting, they look for reassurance, they try to fix something that isn't broken, and that creates pressure. A woman gives herself to a man who allows the bond to breathe. Another layer of this sign is how her body language changes around you. She becomes more open. Her eye contact lasts longer. Her touch feels softer. Her posture relaxes. She doesn't brace herself around you. She melts. This is not submission. This is surrender without fear. She feels that she can be slow. She feels that she can be honest. She feels that she can be uncertain without losing you. And this is the final truth. A woman does not give herself to a man because he convinces her. She gives herself because she feels emotionally safe with him, safe to be herself, safe to be imperfect, safe to stay. When you notice a woman remaining calm, warm, and emotionally consistent even with distance, understand this clearly. She is not unsure. She has already chosen you emotionally. A woman doesn't give herself to a man because he chased her, impressed her, or convinced her with words. She gives herself because she felt safe. Safe to be slow. Safe to be honest. Safe to be imperfect. Safe to be herself. That safety is not created by talking more. It is created by how you handle silence, by how you respond to vulnerability, by how calm and grounded you remain when emotions appear. Men who understand this don't chase women. They become the place women move toward. If this video helped you see things more clearly, take a moment to reflect. Which of these signs have you felt before but didn't recognize at the time? If you found value here, like the video, subscribe for more content like this and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thank you for watching.